Okay, we're all set.
All right, we are back. Welcome County Fire District 4 Board of Commissioners, March 11th meeting, and we are out of executive session at 12:35 p.m. We ran over about a minute, but we did pretty good for staying on track. During that meeting, we discussed our three candidates for the open fire commissioner position, where we will be appointing a third member of our board. And with that said, Commissioner Andrews, would you kind of like to take us through our selection process and the candidate that we have both selected?
Sure, Dave. We both had our interviews separately with each candidate, and we didn't, because of the COVID, we couldn't come together after the meeting to discuss it. So we just have discussed that in our special meeting here, and we've come to the conclusion that of all three of them, which were very much qualified, we have picked Mark Lann, Lann, to be our new commissioner.
All right. So with that said, do we need to make a motion on that, Chris?
Yes, please make a motion and then, yeah.
Okay.
That
So I would go ahead and make a motion that we accept Mark Lann to be our newly appointed board commissioner. And do I have a second on that?
You have a second.
All right. With no further discussion, motion carries, and Mark Lann will be our new board member. And we're really excited. Mark brings so much to the table. He's the current board chair of the Water District 7 Board of Commissioners, as well as a very active member in the community and even in the state, doing work with the state of Washington as well. So, as Harry said, we had three excellent candidates, and I really believe that Commissioner that the two other candidates, Lonnie Lyons was very, very bright and he had a lot to offer. Again, it was Mark's government work and his current kind of understanding of the this community that really had him stand out, as well as Jerry Chumley, who has a lot to offer. And everybody had their strengths. And we see some real hope, the opportunity to get both Jerry Chumley, who served as a PIO with this fire district before and has volunteers. This lady is, I don't know how she does it, but she volunteers for a lot of organizations and was another great candidate. And we're really hoping, and she was very straightforward. She stepped up because she saw that we had a need and she was willing to step in. It was not her, passion to be a fire commissioner here, but she was willing to step up for the community. And that says a lot for somebody. So on that note, that's how we reached our decisions, and we're going to stand by that. Chris, tell us what needs to happen based on our selection of who we selected.
Okay, the chair would like to add a resolution to today's agenda. It's resolution 2021-1. It's a resolution of the Board of Commissioners for Whatcom County Fire Protection District 4, adopting a policy for dual service on boards and/or commissions. And I would like to read it out.
Please.
Whereas the Board of Commissioners of Whatcom County Fire Protection District 4 recognizes the value of public service, and service sometimes takes the form of serving on boards and commissions. And whereas the Board of Commissioners may be reimbursed/compensated for their attendance at meetings pursuant to applicable laws, WACs, and RCWs. Now, therefore, the Board of Commissioners for Whatcom County Fire Protection District 4 hereby resolves as follows. A Whatcom County Fire District 4 Commissioner may serve on another board, commission, or special purpose district and be reimbursed/compensated for their attendance at meetings pursuant to applicable laws, WACs, and RCWs. And we need to adopt this resolution so that Mark can be reimbursed by District 4 for his attendance at meetings and work for the department.
Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second that. Any discussion? All right, the motion carries, and that resolution will be signed this afternoon when I
Yep.
get up to the department there.
This afternoon.
Yeah, Chris, she figures when I say, I'll remind everybody that you have to go, make sure you go sign your documents. But can somebody remind me to do that?
Remind me.
I'm always the last. So on that note, correspondence, nothing at this time. I do want to recognize Chris, Minister of Parks, for her willingness to she's continuously continuing her education. And if you haven't seen her list of qualifications, and I sure don't mean this in any other way, we've got great staff, and I think we really do have a good staff of, working, looking at our HR and administrative support. And I would say that Chris's drive to continue her schooling. And Chris, can you tell us just real quickly a little bit about where you're at in this new certification you're going for?
Yeah, I'm currently working with the National Association of Certified Public Bookkeepers to receive a public certification, like a CPA. It would be a CBP, because that is more applicable to fire districts, and I try to focus on that part. So I'm currently working on it, and hopefully it's going to be done in about 3 months. I got the first certificate done, and the next one is the accounting one. And yeah, then I'm going to get my license, and that's what I'm working on. So get a public license.
There's no doubt that, when we look at Chris's 2 pages of schooling and background in the financial area, that Chris is an excellent candidate for, continuing to support us and the RFA in that area. I think Commissioner Andrews and I both feel very strong on that, Harry.
Yeah, I do as well. And I think that one of the neat things about Chris is with all of her schooling that she is doing on her own, she will be coming very, very close to becoming a CPA, but not quite. And I appreciate that time she's putting in.
Yeah, to become a CPA, I have to get some college work from Germany translated and accredited, but I start out with a CBB and work on the next step then, if possible.
All right. Well, we appreciate just that the commitment that you're putting in, as well as, we've been working on other things that together, and I think it's all coming full circle. So on that note, Chief, any last words?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Another good month.
And Chief, I stated it when I was talking about the communications, but I really do mean it. I know this is on behalf of Harry and myself. We really appreciate the job you're doing. I had an opportunity to talk to one of the firefighters in the paramedic class yesterday. He took my blood pressure and gave me a heart attack at first when he used a little bit smaller size cuff and told me I was 188 over 110. Yeah. But I wasn't that far off. I've been off my blood pressure meds for a few days. Luckily it was considerably lower. Rob Stevenson was standing there and getting ready to pull a gurney and haul me out under his ALS protocol. But Chief, we really do appreciate everything you're doing. We know you're putting a lot of time in. We're very fortunate to have Chief Ward there to support you now. Sean is just an upstanding person. I've known him for many years, but we're talking to the paramedic student, and I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. he really spoke highly of. He watches the meetings, and that surprised me. And he thanked us for the support of the local and our commitment to this RFA. And Chief, he reached out and personally recognized you, and what a difference it's really been making is you and your position and Chief Ward. So when you get those kind of comments back from the floor and you hear that, that's not just one person, that's a lot of people we talk to. So keep up the great job. And I think also I did make a note here. I want to make sure I do again mention Commissioner Ansel and his willingness to educate me sometimes and be patient, and that's what's really making this happen. We don't always agree on everything, and Commissioner Ansel really knows how to. Matter of fact, I think Harry, we were looking at some numbers yesterday, and Commissioner Ansel, he respectively, mentioned to Harry, they talked on some things, but it was very open. And that's what you said that a little bit ago too, is the transparency is starting to be there, and that's what's going to take to do this. So on that note, I babbled long enough. Harry, you want to take us out of this thing?
No, I just want to point out that our next meeting will be April 14th.
That's perfect. And signing of documents will be done in our standard meeting in the parking lot at Fire District 4.
You can walk inside.
Yeah, I know, but it's more fun to have you come out the parking lot. We will come in. And then motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We are adjourning at 12:47 p.m. Thank you, everybody.